Hola, welcome back to James Redmond TV. How are we? Hope you're having a marvellous day. Hope you're having a marvellous morning. Let me sort out this little camera right quick if that's okay. Yeah man, welcome back. So, this is kind of like what I used to do. Now if you're an OG on the channel, you'll know what I mean. This is like a Redmond roundup, but with a bit of news, bit of opinions and a bit of facts. That's the way the Redmond roundup sort of originated. It started from news and it's turned into be every video that I ever do, besides like match reactions and instant match reactions and stuff like that. But I'm going to bring it back to you because the sole purpose of this channel was to basically just interact with yous, and not only interact with yous but get your opinions, and then we can spark a debate because I like a debate. So one thing I always can't stress enough about this show is make sure you're interacting in the comments down below, because we've got a lot to get through in terms of news, in terms of opinions, in terms of facts. Yeah, it's a good show, man. We've got transfer news. We're going to be doing a loan watch. So that's one thing I want to implement into this show. I want to do a transfer news every show, and I also want to do a loan watch, as well as letting you know how the under-23s did as well, but that'll be at the end of the video. First we'll start off with breaking news, then we'll move into transfer rumours, then we'll move in to that other stuff at the end as well. But over time, let me know what you think I can do to make this show better. It's kind of going to be like a Redmond daily sort of news show, if that makes sense. But yeah, still a Redmond roundup, so don't get confused. But anyway, people, the first thing I actually want to talk about before we get into any transfer rumours and whatnot, Marcus Rashford wins the BBC Sport Personality of the Year award, and rightly so. Amazing, regardless of the shirt that he wears. That's not even relevant in this case. He's been phenomenal, and one thing I'll say about Marcus Rashford, and it leads on to a Liverpool thing in a minute, but even if a Liverpool player weren't in this conversation, I'd be talking about it. And by the way, I'm talking about BBC Personality, not Sky Sports or any other one, BBC. Because Lewis Hamilton won the Sky Sports one, but I'm talking about BBC. And listen, mate, Marcus Rashford, everything that he's done, and maybe not on the pitch, but it doesn't really matter whether it's on or off the pitch. Marcus Rashford is an icon who plays for Manchester United. Regardless what you say about Manchester United as a Liverpool fan, they're a global fucking brand. They have so many fans across the world. Marcus Rashford is a global star. Can you imagine, and I was one of these people, but can you imagine being a young kid who's in one of them tough situations where you can't get a free meal and you're seeing a pro footballer, man like Marcus Rashford, backing you? Like, mate, that's emotional, that's different level, and fair play to Marcus Rashford for everything that he's done, because as a kid who was on free meals, I wouldn't have been able to go without them. My mum would have been stressed as a single mum. Are you mad? So to see a footballer stepping out and standing against everything that is wrong with this government, open and blatantly, to be fair with you, I'm not trying to get political, but you know, it's not rocket science to say that that was just stupid from their part. To see a footballer stepping up, I like that. I really, really do. But like I said, it leads on to a Liverpool player, but I just had to give Marcus Rashford his homage there. But Henderson was the runner-up. But I also have to mention, we did get the Team of the Year, the BBC Team of the Year, which Henderson did grab. But Henderson was the runner-up for the Sport Personality Award. And again, rightly so. Henderson also has done many great things this year. I don't want to, undermine that. I'm just trying to offer to you. Marcus Rashford has been like Superman this year. That being said, Coutinho has had a great year as well in terms of on and off the pitch. He's done some good things off it, but on the pitch, he's probably the most important player to our team. And if you're new to the channel, then you might know a little bit about the Coutinho fucking arguments that I have with rants and expressions, but I'm right to back him. He's my captain. He's boss. And like, if you actually watch his game against Palace, if you watch his game against Brighton, if you watch him, you'll realise he's a very, very good footballer. Don't believe me? Believe the best manager in the world in Jurgen Klopp, because this was the words that he had on Jordan Henderson before anything was announced. So he says, "Jordan, people too often ignore your quality, but not me, and not your teammates, and not me as well, Jurgen. You are a world-class footballer and a great leader, but an even better person. The complete package. Thank you for everything, my friend." Mate, when the best manager in the world is backing me, I don't really need to worry about what any neutrals are coming at me saying, "James, you're wrong about Coutinho, you don't know nothing about football, you got a helmet on your head, you little scouse prick." Listen, mate, I know all that. Do you know everything that you're calling me? I know that. But I may be a scouse prick with a helmet on my head, but I speak facts. I speak absolutes, and I have done since 2K17. this doesn't change now. I'm not here just... I will back up my arguments. This is one thing I want you to know. I bring up in the conversation Henderson is world class purely based on the fact, first off, if his name was Henderson, he would be. But not only that, it's the fact I can back up that argument. And every person who's tried replying to me, Henderson isn't world class, the only thing they can seem to come up with, oh, this player is better, without any proper facts. Come at me with facts and then I can have a debate with you. Other than that, then you've just got to agree with me, because I'm giving you reasons to why Hendo, I'm not going to do it in this video, but I'm giving you reasons to why Hendo is a world-class footballer. But we'll move on from that. We'll move on because we have got a transfer roundup to get into, and obviously this might even be the title of the video. But Salah wanting to go to Real Madrid, now notice the way there's a question mark, because there's a few ways that you can dissect this rumour. Basically, if you don't know what happened, Mo Salah got interviewed. I can't remember the source that interviewed him, but it was kind of like an unplanned sort of thing. And they literally basically said that if a top club was to come in for Salah, a top club being Barcelona or Real Madrid, would you be interested to go? Bear in mind this interview weren't planned or whatnot. And basically all Salah said, to round up, I'm not going to read it quote for quote, but he basically just said, you don't know what could happen in the future, but right now I want to win the Premier League with Liverpool. I want to win the Premier League and the Champions League with Liverpool. That's literally all he said. He never said, I want to go there. He just never ruled it out. And people have jumped on this as if to say that he wants to leave. Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss? Like, I understand that Salah might not come across as the one who is Liverpool through and through, but in my eyes, he is Liverpool through and through, and I'm not saying that means he's going to stay here for the remainder of his career, maybe not even for his prime years. That being said, just because a journalist has came to him out of nowhere, asked him a question, which you never know, maybe in a year's time, maybe he might want to move to Real Madrid, you don't know. Liverpool are always advancing now, people. You don't know if we're going to end up buying an Mbappe or whatever. If Mbappe comes into the club, does Salah really get a look in? I mean, probably, because he's Mo Salah. I mean, that's very disrespectful of me to say. But I mean, do you think Salah will want to be in that picture? Because what if we want to replace him for someone younger, in a sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. But I just think that this is bullshit. I don't think there is anything to look into there. I think Salah is happy. It was an interview that was unplanned. He can't say no. Like, I know what you're going to say, like, oh, James, you should just say no. Like, he shouldn't say no. Why should he say no? You never know. In a year or two, he might need that move, or he might want that move. He might want to move away from Liverpool. Who's to deny a player the dream of playing for Barcelona or Real Madrid? Maybe a young scouser like me might not understand that dream as much, because my dream would just to play on Anfield for my whole career, and believe me, that's what I'd do if I was a player. That being said, Mo Salah is a person who's grew up in Egypt. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool are three of the biggest clubs in world football. He could only dream of playing for some of them clubs. And you look at the best players of all time, they make statements by going to the biggest clubs. Why do we say Messi might not be the greatest in the world besides Cristiano Ronaldo? We say that Cristiano Ronaldo could be ahead of Messi because he's done it in different leagues. Who's to deny Salah that? That's just all I'm saying. But I don't think he wants to leave, and I don't think he even will leave, do you know what I mean? But that was the first thing. So you can make your own conclusions on that. That's just my opinion on the matter. Liverpool target, yes, Bissouma from Brighton. He is linked with Real Madrid and Arsenal. So apparently we've been linked with a 24-year-old midfielder valued at £11 million for Brighton. He's made 13 appearances this season with 1 goal. To tell you a few things about the player, just in case you don't know about him, he's a good tackler. One thing I will also say about him is aerial duels. He's very good with them, but not only that, I would say he lacks just a little bit of discipline, but he will take a long shot in the midfield as well, which since Coutinho we haven't had much of. Like I said, he's 24 and he's got Premier League experience. It wouldn't be the worst thing to go out and look into, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you think, but that's one thing that's going around in the rumour mill. Manuel Akanji being eyed up by Liverpool, with Upamecano looking unlikely. So Manuel Akanji is 25 years old, valued at 22.5 million. Some good traits about him, I'd say, is he's a solid passer. And one thing I've seen, and I don't watch him all the time, don't get it twisted, but this is just one thing I've saw about his traits is he doesn't really drop his head, which they're two really important traits that I feel to be in a Liverpool team. Someone who's got experience, and let's be real, even though the Bundesliga is the Bundesliga, they've got some world-class attackers, and if you're in that league and you're starting regularly for the Dortmund, who I know they're not the greatest team in the world, but they're still a very good team, and then you're coming up against Lewandowski this one, and you're known as a good passer, and someone who doesn't drop his head, that's someone who I can deal with at Liverpool. Does that make sense? Also, he doesn't look too injury prone. He's 25, with the fact Joe Matip just looks like he can't get a run of 3 games consecutively together. This could be an option to look into, and one that Liverpool fans may or may not be overlooking. I'm just saying, I'm not ruling it out. 22.5 million on the value as well. I think this could be a good one. I want to know if you take him though. Let me know in the comments down below. Another rumour, well actually this is just a piece of news that came out. Barcelona want to sell Coutinho in January. Now, he's 28 years of age, 5 goals and 2 assists this season, but I've put the questions down on this, would I take him? And the only answer I can really come up with is no. And why? It's because of the squad depth that we've got and that we possess. What we bring in a Coutinho and then what? Like, if everyone's fit, and I know right now Coutinho would be amazing, but if everyone's fit, we've got Curtis Jones bursting through. Yes, Naby Keita's got injury problems. Thiago is unquestionably undroppable if he's fit. Hendo is doing what Hendo does. Fabinho will come back into that midfield at some point. Maybe I'd take him if he would be okay with the bench, but Coutinho wouldn't be okay with the bench. You know what I mean? He wouldn't. There's no doubt about it. Maybe I'm missing signals. Maybe there's something massive that I'm missing here. But if Barcelona want to sell Coutinho in January, first off, I don't think Liverpool are going to want to go and get him because they're going to have to arguably break the bank. Not as much as Barcelona broke the bank for him, let's say, but we're going to have to still break the bank regardless because they're still going to want to get a little bit of that money back. That being said, I don't think it's one Liverpool should do, even if it was offered to them for free. We're going to have to pay high wage. Well, if it was for free, it's a different story. But we're still going to have to pay high wages. There's many other factors that come into it. So let me know in the comments down below. With knowing this news of Barcelona wanting to sell Coutinho, it's gone wrong for him, hasn't it? It's actually sad, because at Liverpool he was so good. Don't get me wrong, he was in a shit team, so it was easier for him to stand out more. But even when Bobby was there, Salah was there, and Mane was there in the 17-18, them forwards tearing it up, I'm not even asked. That was probably some of the most exciting football I've ever watched when it was them four. So for them reasons, I probably would look at it, but we've just advanced so much since he last left. It's one of them. But anyway, the last piece of news in the rumour mill is Wolves want Divock Origi. Now, they're not the only club interested. We've also got Newcastle interested, Club Brugge interested, as well as Dortmund. He's valued at 14 million and he's 25 years of age, which some people might be surprised about. I remember I found that out a few weeks ago on a live stream, and I was just thinking to myself, what? Feels like he's been around forever and he's 25. Even though he's got a ceiling, even though like he's still there is still rumours out there that he's lazy in training. You saw the infamous clip of Alisson and Firmino disclosing who the most laziest player was, and without hesitation they said Divock Origi. They said Divock Origi in 0.5 seconds, and I'm not saying only that, but one thing I think that's became evident with Origi recently is for him to do well, you need to play to his strengths. And even when he's came with big goals, it's because Liverpool have played the ball to him in a sense that it's played to his strengths. The reason why I think this probably wouldn't be the worst idea to sell Origi, and I understand why people will go, James, you're a snake. The two greatest nights at Anfield, he's gave you them because Dortmund 4-3 and Barcelona 4-0 score. I understand that and I hear you, and I'm not disputing that Divock Origi will go down as a Liverpool cult hero at the very least. I'm going to put him as a legend, just with the fact, them type of big goals, when you're getting last minutes against Everton as well, believe me, I will remember you forever. That being said, we shouldn't have to. The only time Origi plays well is when we play to his strengths, and Liverpool Football Club shouldn't have to play to anyone's strengths. It should be a team effort. It's not Everton with Lukaku, no more. Like, come on, even though Lukaku's a much better striker and a more established striker than Origi, I'm just trying to offer to you that if he's not going to work hard for the team, if he's not going to put the work in for the team, then why should we put up with it? Especially when now we can still cash in on money and also get a better backup option, because we can. Give me a reason why we can't go out and get a much better backup option, because I think there's so many. maybe I'm disrespecting Origi. I just can't remember the last time he played well. Even when he scored, when has he had a great game for Liverpool and not scored? Even when he scored or assisted, when has he had a great game? Like, maybe there's a few, but not recently that I can remember. Let me know what you think in the comments. But anyway, a quick loan watch and under 23s watch. Harry Wilson at Cardiff got 90 minutes versus Birmingham, got a goal and 2 assists. Great game for him there. Harvey Elliott, if you haven't heard about Harvey Elliott and what he's doing at Blackburn at the minute, mate, he's smashing it. But he got 90 minutes versus Rotherham, also got a goal. I think he might be their top creator in terms of goals and assists. He's been smashing it. 17, by the way, 17. Tayowi Awioni, I don't even know how to say his name, but he's on loan at Union Berlin. He's a young striker. He got 90 minutes versus Stuttgart. Also got a goal. Kamil Grabaha, 90 minutes versus Horsens. He got a clean sheet. Sheiji Ojo, who's out on loan at Cardiff, 90 minutes versus Birmingham. Never got any goal involvements. Marco Grujic came on as a substitute for 4 minutes against Pajos Ferreira. And Ben Woodburn played 2 minutes against Hull for Blackpool. And then for the under-23s, Liverpool under-23s lost 4-3 to Tottenham Hotspur's under-23s, with Owen Beck with 3 assists for the Reds. Very, very good for him. But obviously defensively, not good enough from the youngsters, not good enough. But people, that will be the end of this Redmond Roundup Daily show. Yeah, boss. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is this something that you want to see more often? Now, it's not going to come every day. I'm planning on doing this show for Monday, Wednesday and Friday, barring that there's no games, and I obviously want to keep doing news, but soon I want to start doing like little quizzes and stuff again to make it a little bit more fun, you know what I mean? But people, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you all later. Peace out.